Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, so the footage you're going to see is some footage I took when Brandon was visiting. And what I'm going to do is show you the footage and then come back afterwards to give you a little bit of a reaction video. So we're in Nakano, and behind me is the watch company, TWC, which apparently is kind of a famous place for new and used pieces. And I'm going to show you some footage from there. I didn't take a lot of footage, but here it comes. This is some footage from inside the store behind me. All right, so reaction video to that. Well, what can I say? I mean, this is where the new steel sports watches are going in Japan. People are buying them and flipping them. And if you look at the prices, it looks like they're about $2,000 more than you could get one at an AD, if you could get one at an AD. And so I'm thinking that if you were to pick one up at an AD and swing by a shop like this, that they would give you about $1,000 above retail, $1,000 above what you paid for it, and then they would tack on another $1,000, and there you have the $2,000 premium. I'm assuming there are some caveats here. For example, if you have a bit of desperation in your eyes and it looks like it's never been worn, and they can tell that you bought it to flip it and that you really probably can't afford to keep it, maybe they might give you $500. In fact, that might just be the going rate. In fact, $1,000 seems kind of a lot. So yeah, actually I'm gonna rethink that and say that my guess is that they would probably maybe try to give you a $500 for it and then tack on $1,500. They've got a lot, and you know what does it mean? Well, it means that if you want one of those new watches, you have to be willing to either hit the AD a lot until you can find one, and you might never find one, or you might just have to suck up being ripped off. And, you know, if you've got the money, you might not look at it as being a ripoff. And honestly, these watches, even with a $2,000 premium, these are watches to last a lifetime. And so really they're actually probably worth it. But knowing that you can get it for $2,000 cheaper at an AD, if they were to have one, can obviously put a bad taste in your mouth. It would me, and I don't think I could stomach paying that $2,000 premium. Just couldn't do it. Now, whose fault is this situation? It's Rolex's. They withhold pieces, and it creates this demand that perpetuates this market. So there's really no one to blame but Rolex. And it's tempting to blame this retailer and look at them as, I don't know, in somewhat unfavorable light, like they're scalpers, or I don't know, opportunistic. They are opportunistic, that's for sure, but they're filling a need that Rolex is failing, and that is Rolex is failing to give the potential buyer even the option to buy the watch, and they give you 10 options or more. So it's just a necessary ramification of what Rolex does. So the real culprit here is Rolex, and does it protect the brand and protect those steel pieces from devaluing? I would say it does. But it's interesting because these retailers that tack on this extra money and I assume pay, yeah, they probably pay obviously more for the watch than what it sells for. Meaning, if you go in with it, they'll hook you up. Otherwise, I don't think anybody would buy one and sell one, unless there was a little bit of a profit that they could make off of it. And they have to walk a fine line between getting stuck with 10 pieces and making a profit. Because if Rolex were tomorrow to be able to fulfill demand, then that company would have to not only lower the prices to what they sell for retail, but add a discount, because you might as well get it from an AD if all things are equal. So they've got to really have their finger on the pulse of what's going on with those steel models, and if those steel models are in stock, and how much are coming out. And they probably send people to the AD a lot, partially to look for the pieces, but partially to just to make sure the pieces aren't there, and to buy them if they are, because each Batman that is at an AD is a potential non-sale. It's an interesting thing, and it's interesting to see all those Batmans and all those deep seas, and it does sort of take some of the magic out of the Batman. I imagine it would be easier to stomach buying from a shop like that, mail order, getting one of those pieces. So not seeing just 10 of them in front of you. It takes sort of the specialness away, and it's an interesting thing. Anyway, I thought you guys would like to see that. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Should Rolex be ashamed of themselves for giving rise to this market, or is it just is it a good thing? Is it just a way to fulfill demand, and it costs a little bit more, but everybody can have what they want if they're just willing to pay for it? What do you think? Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time.